Hey guys, today's September 24th, 2024, and today is Tuesday, and I got hit with a whole bunch of pine needle orders, longleaf pine needles, a bunch of orders. I mean, they all came in at once. Somebody ordered three and a half pound orders, which is 10.5 pounds. Somebody else ordered three 3-pound orders, which is 9 pounds. Somebody else ordered a pound, which is 1 pound. So I got a total of 20.5 pounds I got to fill. I'm going to mail them out tomorrow. I've been out here picking for probably 5 hours, and I'm going to call it a day now. And I'm showing you what I got here. What I got here is 10 pounds. It's definitely 10 pounds in this bag. It's almost full to the top. And like I said, I've been out here like 5 hours. I'm in one of my secret honey hole picking spots. And I'm by the water. You can see the water's over here. And I was picking up on top of the hill here. I was picking up the hill. And you really can't see. But I normally, I'll walk up here. And there's a big tree right up there. And there's a path up there, a path that goes vertical. And I normally go up there and I pick, and there's a lot of trees there, and I pick around the trees, and I do very well. I'll normally pick for a couple hours. But because I got so many orders today, I had to really stay out here and pick. So I'm just putting this bag in the car, and I'm showing you again. Believe me, it's 10 pounds of longleaf pine needles, and I definitely been out here for 5 hours picking. And I'll tell you, I got a lot of orders. I'm gonna walk down by the water now. I'm gonna show you the water. So yeah, this is a spot I come to often. It's only 2 miles from the house. 2 to 3 miles from the house. It's very close, so I don't have to go far to come and pick the longleaf pine needles. I normally spend a couple hours here, but because I had so many customers ordering, I had to really stay here and pick for like 5 hours to not even cover half of the orders. But luckily, I still have like 10 pounds left in the house, so I should have enough to fill everything. Which, let me tell you what I sold. I sold 3.5 pound orders. I sold 3 pound orders. And I sold one 1 pound order. I sold a total of 20.5 pounds. And let me tell you what it comes out to. The 3.5 pound orders I sold, I make in my pocket $80 an order. And after paying the website and after paying the sales tax, the website takes it out. That order right there, I'll have $240 in my pocket. That total order gross is $330. Somebody paid $330. And I'm going to make out of that $240 because I got to pay shipping. Remember, it's 3.5 pound orders. The things are 20 inches long. I need a box 20 inches long. So I might have to mail it out twice. It's going to be a lot of longleaf pine needles. But that's $240 I made today. On top of that, I sold three 3-pound orders, which are $70 in my pocket for each order. So 70 times 3 is $210. So $210 and $330. Oh boy, is that right? Oh wait, okay. $210 net and $240 net is $450 net, plus one 1 pound order, which is $27 net. So it's $477 net in my pocket. Now the total of the sales is 70 times 3 is 210, and 80 times 3 is 240, so it's 450, and then 27, 477. Okay, 477, yes, that's in my pocket. That's what I made today. Now, on top of that, I sold books, but I'm not adding the books in. We're just going with the pine needles, because I sold a couple of books, and the books are all over the board, so I know the prices of the pine needles, so let me stick with this. The gross of the 1 pound order is $40 gross. That's with shipping and sales tax. The gross of the 3 pound orders, which is 9 pounds, is $270. $270 gross. And the gross of the 3.5 pound orders is $330. So we're at 330, 270, 400, 600, $627. I hope I got it right. So I'm going to do it again in my head here. 270 plus 330. Yes, that's $600. And then $40 gross for the 1 pound is $640 gross today with the longleaf pine needles. And then with the books, I didn't calculate that. I only sold 2 books today, but I did sell 2 books today. But I'm not sure on the prices, so I'm not even going to say them, because I'm not sure, and I got to shut my phone off and go in there and look. See, I know the prices of my longleaf pine needles. I know what the prices are. I know what the shipping is, everything. I only sell 10 different size orders. And I know a 3 pound order is $70 in my pocket. I know a 3.5 pound order is $80 in my pocket. And the reason is I charge money to ship these, and with the sales tax and everything. And when I sell a 3.5 pound order, that's 3 pounds, 8 ounces. Now, on top of that, I'm giving an additional 6 ounces or 5 ounces on top of that. So it's actually almost very close to 4 pounds. A 3 pound order is very close to 4. And a 3.5 pound order, sorry. A 3.5 pound order is very close to 4 pounds. Because I give extra ounces with them. And you could even look on my website and see. You could go on my Etsy store and type in the word needles in the search box, and all the pine needle orders I sell will come up, all 10 of them. And you can see what I sell a 3 pound order for, a 3.5 pound order, and you can see what I sell them all for. Right now I might be out of them. I'm going to have to restock, put that I've got more, even though I don't. But I'm going to be picking tomorrow. I'm going to come out and pick another additional 10 pounds. So I'm going to be out here for 5 hours picking tomorrow. Not too many people could do this. I've been doing this for 4 years. And because I've been doing this for 4 years, I could come out in one sitting and pick 10 pounds in 5 hours. And believe me when I tell you this, I've been doing this over 4 years, 4.5 years. And when I first started doing this, I could not come out and pick that many longleaf pine needles. I could come out here for 2 hours, and I would get kind of like, I would start to get, start to get a little like, oh, I better stop, after you're picking for 2 hours, you're just looking at longleaf pine needles. So I'd take a break and pick again, take a break. But it would take me all day to get 2 pounds or 3 pounds a long time ago. And then it took me a good 6 months, if not longer, to be able to come out and actually pick 10 pounds. I think the most I picked and one picking. One time I came out, I believe I picked like 15 pounds, but it was really nice and cool out. I might even pick 16 pounds, but if you come out here and it's warm, today it was brutally warm out. I was staying in the shade and it was raining, and I forced myself to pick this 10 pounds because I needed 10 pounds to cover my orders. And I got 20 pounds in orders. So look, guys, if you start picking and you attempt to do this, you're not going to be able to do what I showed you in that bag. When you look back at my video and look at that bag of pine needles, come out here and try to fill a bag up like that. I mean, picking them not broken and over 10 or 11 inches long, over that. And come out, find a spot, and see how full you could get that bag. Believe me, when you first do it, I don't care if you're 20 years old and you're and you run 20 miles a day. It don't matter. It don't matter. You're not gonna. You're. Maybe you could. Maybe you'll be one of them people that could do that. But let me tell you something, guys. All right, I'm a little older, but I was always in good physical shape. I'm not a runner. I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm a nothing. I don't do none of that stuff. I was just always. I was always in good shape. It was natural. I was always up over 200 pounds, and I was always like I could do 50 push-ups. I mean, when I was younger, I don't know about now, but I mean, I could do them really quick, you know. I mean, I'm not bragging or nothing. I was in good shape. I was always in good shape. I worked for Waste Management one time, and this was when we had that recession. Everything went down. Everything went bad, and that recession when the whole economy was collapsing back in 2008. And like I had to fold up my business and go work for somebody. I went and worked for Waste Management. And I was on the line picking. Yeah, at 50 years old, I had to work. I had to do something. I had an HVAC business. I was making $5,000 a week, $5,000 a day sometimes. And when everything went bad, checks started bouncing all over the place. I had to fold everything up and go work for somebody. I had to keep working. And yeah, I went from making $5,000 a week to making $700 a week. But the HVAC was up and down. It was like seasonal. I would get real busy in the summer, make $30,000 in a month or two, for every month for 2 or 3 months, and then nothing. And then the winter would kick in. I'd make $30,000 for a month or two, and then that would be it. It would die out. And that's how it was. So it was either feast or famine with that stuff. But it was good. I went to school for it. I learned it all. I did it. I done it. But when I'd done a lot of things in my life. But when the recession hit, I had to go work somewhere. So I got a job working in Waste Management. And I worked on the line. And why am I telling you this? Okay, it don't matter. But let me tell you real quick. I worked on the line at Waste Management. I had to pick stuff off a belt. They used to clock us with a gun to see who was fast. They clocked me at 75 picks a minute. 75 picks a minute they clocked me at. That's how fast I was. I was 52. I was in my 50s. And they clocked me, I might have been 54 or something, I don't know. And they clocked me at 75 picks a minute. And I was working with young 20-year-old guys in super shape. I mean, they run every day and everything. And they were picking, they could not pick me. And at the end of every month, if you were the fastest picker, you'd get so many points on this thing. You go on a computer and I would get a $100 gift card. And at the end of every month, I got a $100 gift card. I did that for 6 months straight. I mean, I worked there for 3 years, but I did that for 6 months straight. And what they did was they stopped it. All the young kids were getting, all the younger guys were getting mad because nobody could beat me. I mean, no, I'm not being funny, but I was just very fast. And when I worked on that line, we had to wear double gloves, puncture-proof gloves. And these gloves, you had to wear two pair, one pair over the other. And they had to be puncture-proof because sometimes needles and stuff would come down the belt and you pick them off. And you have to put them in a special thing. You have to stop the thing and everything. And they have to go, because that's hazardous waste. But that's why we have puncture-proof gloves. So anyway, guys, every once in a while I find money. There would money come down that belt. And sometimes dead animals, I mean, somebody's pet, anything, and just a pet would come down. They would throw them out in the garbage. Terrible. And once in a while, we would get this stuff. We'd have to stop the belt and take them off. And oh boy, you know, one time a deer came down. All kinds of stuff. But I used to pick the cans and bottles, and I had to pick them and throw them down the chutes. And like I said, they would clock me. They had this laser gun. They could clock how fast you were. And I mean, they would like have and they clocked me. I wouldn't even know they were doing it. And then I was just, you know, I didn't pick all night long at 75 picks a minute, but that's how quick I was. I was just quick. It was just natural. So why am I telling you this? I'm just telling you. Okay, now I'm a little older than that. I'm beyond my 50s. But the pine needles, you know, I did what I had to do. And that's how life is. You do what you have to do. I was on top of the world. I was making over $100,000 a year. And all of a sudden, the recession came along and boom, bam, the checks started bouncing all over the place. And what did I do? I had to keep making money. So, of course, I went and got a job. I worked for Waste Management, and I had to do a menial labor job picking stuff off the line. And I was working, I think sometimes we're working 80 hours a week. And I was taking home like $700 after taxes, because you had to pay so much for overtime. You know, and this wasn't that long ago. This is 2008. I mean, I've done a lot of different things. I had a mason business. I drove a tractor trailer. I did a ton of different things over the years. You know, that was probably the shortest job I had. I was only there for 3 years. And then I quit and went back over the road driving a tractor trailer. You know, I got a job driving a tractor trailer again and went back over the road. Driving for Western Express, running up and down the East Coast, running up to Maine, picking up Poland Spring water, running down to Virginia, running down to Jersey, New York City, coming down here in the South with paper garbage loads out of Staten Island, taking them down to Georgia to some big dump area where they dump them. And I was doing this. I was doing a truck drive. I got over 1 million miles driving a tractor trailer. I drove before back in the 90s too. But you do what you have to do, you know. I did good driving a tractor trailer, not real good. I was taking home $1,500 a week. I was in a big tractor trailer, gone for months at a time. But I could do it. I was married. Me and my wife, my other wife that had passed away, we were together for 30 years. I mean, not at that time, but I'd just go over the road. I could trust her. She could trust me. It was, you know, we're older. It was all right. It was fine. She was home watching the house, the pets, and I was out running up and down the East Coast. And we talked every day on the phone. And I made $1,500 a week, and she'd get all the money and she'd spend it. All the money would go home, go to the bank, and she would have the money and she'd do what she wanted. And I lived on a little bit of money out there, and every week I was making $15 a week. And I did that for a long time. Then Trump came in. And when Trump came in, everything went south. And I went from making $1,500 a week to making $800 a week. Making $800 and $1,000. I mean, struggling to make it. I don't know what happened with Trump. I'm not blaming Trump, but something happened. I'm not blaming him. It's not his fault. I don't believe. Just something happened with the economy at that time. And all of a sudden, he became president. Within a year, my $1,500 a week went down to $800 a week. And I did it. I loved it. I loved doing it. Loved it. I was running up and down. That was my take-home money. That's what I took home. And, I had big bills. I had bills paid, $900 mortgage, car insurance, all the stuff. I was up in Jersey. I had to pay bills. At one time I owned 3 rental properties. I mean, I could tell you, you don't want to hear my story. It's a long story. I've done a lot of different things. I played the stock market. I've done it all. I believe I've done it all. So look, guys. If you want to do this pine needle picking, you could do it. It's not hard to do, and there's money to be made. I've been doing it for a long time. Not really that long. I've been doing it for like 4 years. And I'm happy with it. I am happy. I make decent money. And when I came down here to South Carolina, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was so shell-shocked. I had some bad things happen. My wife had passed away. My wife of 31 years had passed away. I sold a house in Jersey. She had cancer. It was terrible, but stuff happens. So here I am calling my friend up, my really good friend. He was my accountant through all my ventures, businesses and stuff. And he was just a really good guy, my friend Johnny. And I called him up, and I haven't heard from him in a year, and I couldn't get in touch with him. And I'm calling him to tell him that my wife's passing away. She's in the hospital dying of cancer. And I call him, and I couldn't get him. And I talked to his brother, and his brother had told me he had passed away a year before. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know that. So I said, oh wow. I said, my wife's passing away. I said, me and my wife had an agreement. I said, I told her, I said, look, if I die out there in that truck or something, I don't want you to be alone. Whatever you do, be with somebody, and while you're on the earth, live with the living. Live with the living when you're here. Don't die. Just, do it. And because I always thought something was going to happen to me in the truck. I didn't know. It's kind of stressful. But what happened was, she had gotten cancer. And I came back, I took a week. I came back, took another week. She had passed away. And so I was talking to my friend Mike, Johnny's brother, and he was telling me, Johnny's wife is in South Carolina, and she's all alone. And I knew his wife. I knew Johnny's wife. She's a very, very nice person. And I came down here, and we got married. And as I told my wife, and she was really like, I don't know. And I was like, look, you got to live. Come on. You got to live. And it's not all about, it's just about, living. That's all it is. It's living. You got to continue to live. And if something, things happen in life. And things happen. And you can't help it. Some things are beyond your control. And I even tell my wife here, I say, look, if something happens to me, you get somebody else. Don't worry. Just keep moving. Just keep living. And she's a little bit younger than me, not much, a couple of years. And we both grew up in the same generation. So we're both baby boomers. So anyway, I don't know telling you all this stuff, guys. I hope you like my video. But I came down here and I did not know what I was going to do. I had no idea. I didn't have a clue. And I came off the road. And it was like, I'm too young to retire. I mean, you know, you got to wait till you're 67. And I mean, I was 6, but you got to wait. So I was like, you know what? I got to start doing something on it. So I had a little money in the bank and stuff, but I started, I came out of the truck. I couldn't do that no more. That was it. I mean, she didn't want me out there on the road. My second wife. So I came off. I'm down here. I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I started playing around, doing different things. And I'm trying to sell this, trying to sell that. I was going to the bid stores, buying stuff, selling stuff. I was selling car parts, doing all kinds of stuff. It was working. I was making a little bit of money here and there. I was doing all right. Then I found out I'm raking the pine needles in the front yard. I found out that things are worth money. So yes, I started selling the longleaf pine needles. So here I am selling these longleaf pine needles. And then I started buying books in bookstores. I'm watching that guy Mike. Oh man, what's his what? The Golden State Picker. The Golden State Picker. I used to watch him on him and the other guy in Virginia. I forget the other guy's name. But there's two of them. I watch them on eBay. I used to watch them. And I was already selling the longleaf needles. But I was like, wow, I'm going to do the books too. That's pretty good. That guy's pretty on the ball. He's, you know, and he's kind of like me. We're in the same, me and him are actually